Okay, this is for the changing bases work that says from base 10 to another base. So they've given me a base 10 number, 497. But I need to convert that to base 5. And a 9 and a 7 aren't in base 5. So the first thing I need to do is use the given base, write out a few of the place values. So this would be 5 to the 0, 5 to the first, 5 to the second, 5 to the third, and 5 to the 0 is 1, 5 to the first is 5, 5 squared is 25, 5 to the third is 125. If I go and I do 5 to the fourth, that's 625. And 625 is bigger than this 497, so I don't need to go out any farther here. Okay? When you're doing these, you need to make sure that you're doing 5 to the 0 and you're actually checking those. Anything to the 0 power is 1. So this first number here will always be 1. The second number will always be the base that you're talking about. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the number 497 and you're going to divide it by 125. So what we're going to do in our calculator is we're going to take 497 divided by 125, but instead of hitting enter, I'm going to hit control enter, because that's going to give us how many times this number right here, this 3, indicates how many times it goes in. So it goes in 3 times. Now, I'm not going to multiply and find a remainder because my calculator will do that. I'm going to subtract 3 because it's the whole number here. And I'm going to multiply by 125. So you subtract the number to the left, you multiply by the number you just divided by, and that gives 122. So 122 is the next number that I'm going to start with. So this gave me a 3. Now I'm going to divide by 25. So I do 122 divided by 25. I hit control enter. It goes in 4 times. So that becomes a 4. I subtract 4. I multiply by 25. So I'm left with a 22. So that gave me a 4. I take 22 now and I divide it by 5. So I divide by 5 and I hit control enter. It also goes in 4 times. So this is a 4. I'm dividing by 5. I subtract 4. I multiply by 5. I get a 2. So now I'm taking 2 and I'm dividing it by 1. That gave me a 4. I'm taking 2 divided by 1. Well, 2 divided by 1 is going to be 2. And if you don't know that, you can take your 2 and you can divide it by 1. It's going to go in 2 times. Okay, so that gave me a 2. Now, when I write my number, I actually write from right to left. So my number is 3442, and that's in base 5. And you drop the base down, like a basement is in the bottom, subscript down at the bottom. Okay, and these numbers, a 3, a 4, a 4, and a 2, are all in base 5. So you do that for every single one of them. I'll show you another one. Number 7, 6021 to base 3. So 3 to the 0, 3 to the first, 3 to the second, 3 to the third, 3 to the fourth, 3 to the fifth, 3 to the sixth, 3 to the seventh. I don't know how far out I have to go. Okay, we get 1, 3, 9, 27, 81. If you don't know them, again, I'm just sitting here. 3 to the fifth, 3 to the sixth, 3 to the seventh, I skipped 3 to the 6th. So the 5th is 243, the 6th is 729, the 7th is 2187, 3 to the 8th. 6561. Now 6561 is bigger than this number, so I don't need to go out any farther. Okay, so I take my 6021 and I'm going to divide it by 2187. 6021 divided by 2187. Control Enter. It goes in 2 times. I subtract 2. I multiply by 2187. That leaves me with a remainder of 1647. I take that and I divide it by the next number, which is 729. Okay, dividing by 729. Divided by 729, Control Enter. It goes in twice. I subtract 2. I multiply by 729. That gives me my next number, which is 189. So now I'm at 189. So this gave me a 2. This gave me a 2. The next number that I'm supposed to divide by is bigger than this. So you cannot divide by it. I mean, you can. It will go in 0 times. So if I do this, divided by 3, 243, that will go in 0 times. And I will still be left with a remainder of 189. So I go to the next number, which is 81. So I go here, divide by 81, Control Enter. It goes in twice. I subtract 2. I multiply by 81. My remainder is 27. So this went in 2 times. My remainder was 27. So I take 27 and I divide it by 27. Okay, well 27 divided by 27 is going to go in 1 time. And I'm going to have a remainder of 0. So if I divide 0 by 9, that goes in 0 times. I have a remainder of 0. I divide 0 by 3, that goes in 0 times. I have a remainder of 0. 0 divided by 1 goes in 0 times. So again, when I write the number, I write left to right. 2, 2, 0, 2, 1, 0, 0, 1, base 3. Which again, 0, 1, and 2s are the only things that I can have in base 3. So if you can't divide by the number, it goes in 0 times, then you can try that, but you need a 0 for every placeholder. So if you're taking 189 and you're dividing it by 243, you're going to see it goes in 0 times. If you still subtract 0 and multiply by 243, it's going to bring you back to 189. Okay.